Hi, Sheldon. Just wondering about the summoning of Eric Colgren to the taxi squad. Is that some indication of something going on in goal, or what's happening there?
No, just simply because there's a limit to how many days players can spend on the taxi squad. So uh, Hutchinson's been here for a while, so we had to swap him out with Shelgren.
Okay, thanks. And anything going on forward line changes for tonight?
Nothing different from how we practiced yesterday.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to Kevin McGran, Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Sheldon, we've talked about it before. I know I've asked you about this, but I'll ask you again about the importance of getting Peter Mrazek up and running here. The team's got a lot invested in him, and you got a lot of games coming up the rest of the way. Talk about what he can mean to this team down the stretch.
Yeah, it's important. We're going to need two goaltenders that are both going to have to play regularly as the schedule heats up when the calendar turns to February. We've known that that's coming. The schedule being as spaced out as it has been since Christmas, it's been challenging here to get two guys going because hasn't been a lot of games being played and they're spaced out, and because of course we do have to keep Jack going and get him in a rhythm too. So that's been a challenge, but Peter's been patient and he's continued to work and be ready, and the games are coming. That's why we felt this one here tonight was an important one. So that it's not too long a gap since he played in Arizona, and keep him up and going. And at the same time, our team's got to get comfortable playing with him in there. And he's a guy that's played in the league a long time and has played very well in the league for a long time. And we need to get him playing that way.
Thanks very much.
Next up, we'll go to Jonas Siegel with The Athletic. Go ahead, Jonas.
Hey, Sheldon, I was wondering what the key is to defending the net.
Well, it's generally having numbers and having people in that space, not vacating that space. Takes a little extra work to get there consistently. We've done that really well throughout the season. I think it's a real foundational piece of our defending in our own end. And when we're at our best, we're really strong in that area. We're going to be put to the test in that tonight. This Islanders team gets the puck there in a hurry, and we have to really defend our net really, really well. But as I said, it's been a strength of ours throughout the season, and that's why when it's not there, it's disappointing, and it makes it real hard to win. So that's something we need to get back to as a foundational piece of our defending. And like I said, when we're playing well, we do it very well. We did it well in the first period the other night against New York Rangers, but when you're not consistent with it, it's tough to win. So the consistency piece is where we need to get better. Our guys know how to play.
Next up, we'll go to Luke Fox, Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Sheldon. Just how different do you expect tonight to be compared to the last time you played the Islanders? They're pretty depleted.
Yeah, significantly different. As you mentioned, they were a depleted lineup at that time. It's a far better lineup that we'll see tonight, but also they're just playing better. They've found their game. They've been getting lots of good results, so they're a confident team. So I'm sure every time, a team ahead of them in the standings comes in, they are, hungry and eager to get those points and get those wins. So yeah, we're fully expecting a much more difficult game in here tonight. And even that one, when we were in here, and we felt we were in control of that one, but it was not an easy game. I mean, it took a while for us to get a lead, or to extend our lead, I should say, to get comfortable in the game. Joe Wall got a shutout for us here in that game and did a really good job. And our guys defended our net well. But it's not an easy game to play. And in today's, we're going to be put to the test in that area, and I'm excited about it because I'm looking for our team to respond here tonight, and it's not going to be an easy night from a competitive standpoint. This team's going to make it hard.
And with the way Ilya Mikheyev's been feeling it lately, and the puck's been going in, is there any temptation to maybe move him up the lineup at some point here?
Perhaps, but we've been happy with the other lines. Obviously, Kerfoot and Bunting have done a really good job for us really all season long, wherever we've played them. And Mickey's, while he's feeling it and scoring, he's doing it mainly from that position on the third line, and that's really important for us to get production down there. Especially with Kasha being out. So his, the hot hand that he has around the net, I think, is a really important thing for us. So don't want to tinker with that too much.
And the last one here, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Sheldon, how have you felt Rielly has handled the elevated minutes in the last couple of games? And is there anything in particular about his game that allows him to handle that?
I think he's handled it extremely well. I thought both in St. Louis and the other night with the Rangers, I thought he's done a good job for us. He's like I've said before, he's a horse for us back there. He seems to have no real limit to what he can do. Of course, we have to be intelligent about it, but he is intelligent about it. He doesn't overstretch his shifts. He knows when to change. When he gets in tough spots, he seems to have another gear to be able to push through and use his legs to get out of trouble. So, I think we're just seeing him continue to improve as a player. I mean, he's a guy that's been in the league a long time, but he's continuing to add layers and continue to develop his game in all areas. The defensive piece in particular is where he's taken the biggest strides and the responsibilities taken with matchups and penalty killing and late in games and all those things. That's allowed him now to be a guy that can take on more minutes.
What in particular is he doing well on the defensive side that's allowed him to kind of thrive in those new roles?
I think it's just been, it starts with gap control and the importance with that, but then just closing in the defensive zone and taking away space. His box outs at the net, tying up sticks, just things of that nature. He's just a lot harder guy to play against in that way. And he's just developed those skills. He's recognized how important it is to have that paired along with his offensive contributions, which haven't dropped. He's still a significant contributor for us offensively, both what he does in the power play and at even strength. I've said before, his contribution to our scoring chances, from the back end is significant, and that's an important piece for our team. And he's really on another level from anyone else that we have back there. So he's done that consistently while still continuing to develop his defensive game. So we've been really happy with Morgan, in terms of how he's just continued to get better here as he's gotten older and really figuring out what it is to be a top defenseman.